This is an introductory video series for the public to get to know the city manager finalists. The public is, of course, encouraged to provide feedback to the full city council using our comment portal on the homepage of the city's website. That's minetnd.org. And to use these videos as a way to formulate questions that the community members can use during the virtual open house scheduled for the evening of November 4th. That said, I'd like to take this time to introduce one of our finalists for the city manager position, Mr. Harold Stewart. Now, Mr. Stewart, thanks for giving us a few moments of your time today.
Thanks for the opportunity. I'm excited to talk to you today.
Great. Now, let's start off with the hard questions. Give us a little brief introduction of yourself and your qualifications for the position.
Okay. So Harold Stewart, I've been city manager for about 12 years now. Have a Master's of Public Administration from the University of Kansas, a very strong program for city management, very well respected in the profession. I've kind of worked my way up, starting in smaller communities and moving forward. Actually was one of the finalists interviewed during the 2014 process with Minot. My family and I came through Minot during that time, and as part of that interview process, really enjoyed the opportunity there. My dad was also stationed at the Air Force Base when I was a kid, so I actually had some years of elementary school there in Minot while my dad was serving in the Air Force. So I'm familiar with Minot. I've always been intrigued when the opportunities come forward. Last time I interviewed, there were some concerns, as I understand it, with regards to the size of the community I was coming from, et cetera. Had an opportunity to come to Warrensburg, which is the home of Whiteman Air Force Base, as well as University of Central Missouri, town of about 20,000 people. So I took that constructive criticism to heart and continued to progress in my career. And when the opportunity came open again, my history and background with Minot, knowing that there's very good people there and a great community, I felt that I could bring some resources to the table, some professional management, and help with some of the challenges and the opportunities that Minot is facing at this time.
So what has attracted you to this position of city manager for our community?
Well, I'd say, first of all, I'm not a status quo city manager. So I'm a problem solver, and I like to find jobs that are challenging and in areas that I can contribute. And I tend to like communities that are standalone communities, which Minot is. Obviously, with my opportunities here in Warrensburg, I definitely enjoy being involved with the military aspects of the community, though that's not the only thing to be considered as a city manager for a community that has an Air Force base or a military base at all. But the challenges you have in addressing flood mitigation that you guys have been dealing with for years. Of course, when I interviewed in 2014, we also had the issues with impacts and some great opportunities. But I also think that right now, as I have followed the community, there is some challenges right now that need to be addressed, and mainly reestablishing trust, both internally between council management and staff, but also externally between the city and the community. And I have a good deal of experience of doing that in the previous communities that I've worked for. Also understand that you guys are in the process of needing to restart the re-envisioning process for the community. What do you want to be in 15, 20, 40, 50 years from now? And I have some experience doing that as well, and look forward to, if given the opportunity, to participate in that process and help provide some leadership and bring some experience and expertise to the community to help through those conversations.
Now, you've already alluded to a couple of the challenges and things we're facing in our community, but what do you think is one of our biggest challenges, or maybe one of our biggest opportunities, and how would you address it?
I would say the biggest challenge, I believe, is reestablishing the relationships and the credibility. If those two pieces are in place, you can be successful in the community you want to do. In fact, that's translated to a lot of the success we've had here in Warrensburg over the 5 years that I've been here. And a lot of that is based off of the strength of the relationships. If those relationships are in place, and that communication is in place, and that support is in place, and that trust is in place, you can throw any challenge at a community and they can overcome those. So right now I see that as the biggest challenge. Again, rebuilding those relationships internally and externally, and then working together regionally to address the issues that are facing the community now.
Now, how would you, if you were afforded the opportunity to become the next city manager, how would you get to know our community better?
it's being out and being involved. In my years of being a city manager, we have 6 children. 2 of those are grown and out of the house now at this point. But in the community, out and ask in the community. So, being out at community events, our kids are very active. You'll see us at band competitions and performances. You'll see us at choir performances. You'll see us at athletic events. We're very involved in our church. We'll be seen and very involved there. I'm a member of Rotary, so being at Rotary events, going out and interacting with those service organizations in the community, any opportunity to be out and tell the story and interact, but also to listen to concerns of citizens and community leaders is always very important. So whether that's being at a chamber ribbon cutting for a new opening or an event they're doing, those types of things, I find it very important to be out and involved in those events and those aspects of the community that make the community what it is. And in so doing, I think gives me a good pulse on the community and the opinions of the community of what needs to be done to keep the community moving forward in a positive and meaningful way.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Now, is there anything else you'd like to add before we sort of wrap this thing up?
Just I'm very excited about the opportunity of Minot. Again, the biggest thing I remember living there as a child was very good people. And I'm excited about the opportunity to help come and the challenges that are in front of Minot right now are very surmountable and they're fixable. And again, I believe I have the skill sets and experience to help do that and help make Minot the magic city that it is and that it claims to be.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again for your time, Mr. Stewart. And we all, of course, look forward to hearing more from you this coming week. And of course, good luck. Again, citizens can use this quick introduction as a way to get to our top candidates for the city manager position. Feel free to make comments through the comment portal on the city website. The virtual open house for Mr. Stewart is set for November 4th at about 7:20 p.m. That will be live streamed on the City of Minot's Facebook page, and the full council will then give an interview to Mr. Stewart on November 5th. That too will be a live broadcast. Thanks again.